Take ownership. Take action. Only you know what's best for you in your life. Only you know which path to take in each moment of your life. You must make those decisions with certainty.
Say ya sha se na fe nkoma erofie no yetimi etitom na yetoaso ekoyanim na enne no medical akacho say enne nkoma ye babedi ni nyina no is going to be around the case between Anas Aremiyaw Anas and Ken Ohene Agyapong isan say yese obofo ne ne nam ehwo apaso baabi ansem no wono baabi ankomo no wono eho anesese yedie na enkoma wodo bebrebe na atofom free say enra review ahodo ba ye ne ade nyina no san komo ni nyina no ye behwe na afa yatimi edibi ama bibia aye kama na medical akacho say enne no wo efiduem ha no ye behwe say ye betimi ene lawyer chenchenche ye ne no edi enkomoma bibia akọ nanim ma yatimi atoaso na ye ka eye kobi asamwa kobi ono ane ye ne no ebedi nkomo esquire wadi kan kra abefia hadada enti kwan bia so nkomo no beba so na yatoaso akọ yanim eho ama bibia aye kama na medical akacho say enne there will be no editorial isan say editorial ebe ni nyina no is going to be around the same issue enti sabapepe ana etie producers madaroma enra time ye nyane ntie se review akoso ewo US maimo na ye shase se ebe todwa se oko US county court wo mo ede abetu dwa se Kennedy Ohene Agyapong ena afei Anas Aremiyaw Anas na ni nyina ne se Anas Aremiyaw eche se Kennedy Ohene Agyapong ayeye niam bia gu ne ho fi enti eno nam so awode ekọ to di kan de ko Ghana court ena afei wo mo edi asem no yedi wie na wadi fo na ni nyina mu no anya ntum ana wosan epeja ya awode ekọ America na wodi kodu America no ena afei jury no etena se ehwehwe nsemo na jury no yedi kan kirem se jury no eye nkofo a obi kura ho a wono wonye lawyer wonim law ho maache wonte bibia ase enti womo ekeka ho odididi ho nkoma anom ka se womo de omususu se ne akoso etia eye Anas Aremiyaw Anas no esese yewura Kennedy Ohene Agyapong se emrane no edi a womo nhihye mu de ewo se omutimi eje $18 million US na yedema Anas Aremiyaw Anas na etiefo ni arefo se mobeka ye a time asankomo no ebaye no yen efia yen di sankomo no bi ewa ha na ni entia yen di sankomo no bi ni se na yenim babia asam no ekeka kọ ana ne yenim se bibia ni wo kra ye ba be kirem de di kan eti se sa na tie de a na ma yenjai na afa yen toaso enko yenim enti yede ahade yanka bi wo mo beka eka ya ne ade a ye kirem kura na still amanfo si ye kwaji $18 million US ede ama Anas Aremiyaw Anas na time enkomo no ekoso no mka say okay jury no awie na fam de enti emfanto afei ebe face judgment ankasa na enra ana sa review no ekoso a afei ebe to dwa say sa sika na nkofo eka ho asem no judgment ede aba say it should be just $500 US na enra time enkomo no eba ye na chi no ena ebe to dwa say Honorable Kennedy Ohene Agyapong ne chitai for anase ne office issue a statement anase press release na press release no I buy no ana me pese wo join me right here on Net2 TV na fei yetimi ekenkan press release no na obia hu enkoma na ewom it is how join me o TV no so a wo be hu ne make kan wansem na fei wonso so watimi ajoin na fei ye nyina ya kan akoyanim kama na wo press release ni mo no enkoma na ewom no o se U.S. court slashes 18 million defamation award against Agyapong to just $500 US. Enti eno anana ewom ya tese eno nso eba na ye kan na fe yakomu a ose a U.S. federal court has delivered a significant legal victory for Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong, reducing an earlier $18 million US defamation award against him to a symbolic sum of $500 US. After the outcome follows a successful motion for remetita filed by Mr. Agyapong's legal team, which argued that the original jury award was grossly excessive and unsupported by the evidence presented at trial. After careful judicial review, the presiding judge agreed, describing the $18 million US in damages as disproportionate and legal unsustainable. The court decision to reduce the amount to a minimum to a nominal $500 US represent not only a resounding legal vindication, but also a reaffirmation of Mr. Agyapong's long-standing belief in justice, fairness, and the right to speak, rather to power. Honorable Ken Ohene Agyapong extends his deep appreciation to all well-wishers and patriotic Ghanaians, both home and abroad, who stood by him with prayers, encouragement, and moral support throughout the legal process. He reaffirms his commitment to upholding the value of integrity, bold leadership, and dedicated services to the Ghanaian people, vowing never to relent in his effort to defend truth and accountability in public life. Signed, Prince Ajay Gaiji, a personal assistant to Kennedy Ohene Agyapong, and after assign a copy all the media houses 80 meaning say and all the media houses ni nyina enso so etimi ensa kan bi a wo nyina eye ho adwuma na ne tentene ne tietie nyina ne say Honorable Kennedy Ohene Agyapong time aye court no eye ne review wie ya sa sika $18 million jury no suggest ye anaso omo award ye senka yemfa sa sika ne ma Anas areme ya Anas ene ne team no court ne tena sidi no ewe ma no hu se da bi we no sabe entwasumu nyansa bia nim se yekukuru $18 million ede ma kwabrane esan se se wotena se na wo hwe ne yi a jury no time a wo mo etena se na wo mo eyo mo nhwemu edi o mo nkomo ene ade no before so mo de o mo judgment no eba no enya de akra na eye evidence a Kennedy Ohene Agyapong ene ne team lawyers represent ye de ma jury no wo mo anhwemu kwa je se wo mo mbie so kwa no ma hwem ene wo mo eka to nchen enti judge no etena se a wotie enkomo a eye Kennedy Ohene Agyapong ne team of lawyers no ede ba bonten se da bi we de entasumu no omo tena se ahwemu no mo say yes susuran pass we de nukure ni yagitumu a enye yie enti wo nyina enya agitumu se sa na te de a ma yemfa nko emranim emranim na afei ababe todwa se sika $18 million no yate so ede aba $500 US na enra $500 na me se ebaye no obi apeso otua focus se yema no kwan na ontua se sika no elekam so obetua Albert so obetua Ohene Kofi Safo so obetua chese enipa bebre obi apeso otua se sika no so hono ana me ankasa kwa na mepe atua se sika no so enipa bebre obi apeso otua because Kennedy Ohene Agyapong ne sika anase ono ne ntokwa no maka cho se nye nipa na eko na mom eye nipa dasani na eko na judgment no ansana na ebekọ so no nkoma wo bebre ekọ so Anas Aremiyaw Anas edi kan ekasaye. Now you see asamba akwa me pese me kan se MPP amanyoku as I say money ejipa say you have somebody like Kennedy Ohene Agyapong. And the reason ti ameka sa ne say Kennedy Ohene Agyapong no Nyankopon shedad ne dom Ghana and most especially or shedad ne dom MPP amanyoku no say Kennedy Agyapong entwitwa njemo ewo baabi a enema mu ayeden. Enti Kennedy Agyapong ka se oni MPP amanyoku no mu a anka MPP aban obetena konwa so a na Nado Dankwa Akufo-Addo ene Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia ene die animu no nanka Anas Aremiyaw ekwan ya nkopeso faso ene se sebio bukwa akudo nsuro oluman sakora ehuna bobrim no ko betama som se gaw na osom wia na afei omia ochim babi ode bekọ no eho na mubedi na mudi nachi enkakra ankobebo aban no mutokuru eti na ya me nwanwa se ebeduru baby na Kennedy Ohene Agyapong ono ane MPP fobi esore ya your time a jury edne judgment anana award no ebaye ode ba abonten na nkofo ebose ebi kwa trotron na ebi enenam edi nsemfunu ekeke kan yo mo pe edigu Kennedy Ohene Agyapong enimu ase no you see entimi amane sa na mom ne ekobaye ne se munsusu ye ene sabi adwempo na ekuta mu binum ewo MPP party ni mo se enimguase ebeka Kennedy Agyapong esan se wo mo madwene mo no mu se Kennedy Agyapong kra no odua bododo Kennedy kra oha adwen dodo enti de besinsi ni amohwehwa ne se nkatabo kese bi ebeba beto no so na afetese ye de ne ye hwea enye ye nanso nipa Nyankopon ehyira no kura ya ewo mu ne se wo ya ne hwea enye ye. But my main fan no kwanto nche san se ene many team of lawyers ebedi nkomo ewa ha etia no yebekom. But you see among for hwehwe within the MPP nankasa no they are looking for a fee katasese corruption proye kankan e de afore for Kennedy Ohene Agyapong ho. But when him say ekodu court no Anas Aremiyaw Anas ankasa nanum ton o say Kennedy Ohene Agyapong he has investigated a lot of government officials, but Kennedy Ohene Agyapong has done nothing. Ebema ono Anas Aremiyaw Anas akwakwa ebeka se okwa investigate Kennedy Ohene Agyapong. O say Kennedy efibia eni ne ho obetimi aka se Kennedy clean Anas ne kasa. O say Kennedy Agyapong clean. Oti ase it is a sanity there. It tells you say Kennedy Ohene Agyapong no ono nipa MPP amanyoku no Nyankopon ene de no adomo. It is sempo Kennedy Agyapong wako ama nipa bebre and in fighting to defend other people nipa wo mu ni kamafo ewo Ghana ha no ena ama ne ho ayehi. Last week enkofo bi hye niam bi asese Kennedy Agyapong ene committee ano no chairperson parliament no sa committee no akwa sika bi a yesi over 900 million Ghana cedis asa sika no ye de kokoma wo because time na ye kwa pass bill tio asem we me say sa wo ye badwene ba asem bi ba nyame ama wadwene esese wudi kan adwenem ansa na asem no kra no abie wa no aka ho asem Yewura edubu ahen yese wadi oman ni sika enu nti no emragu so a wone no edie no ana nkofo eka se papa ne se ono edi sika bi edi ko parliament edi kokoboa defense and then your friend is saying defense and then your friend is saying committee ana Kennedy Agyapong chairperson no defense and interior or say omode over 900 million Ghana cedis eco supporto ye in passing that bill. But se wadwene ye adwuma ne esese oti ase ne se sa bill na nkasa na omukọ pass ye no sa bill no na ede your friend saying edubu ahen na nkasa kwa ne office no ebae oti ase bill na ye kọ pass ye no eno na de adubu ahe nankasa ne office no ebaaye eye signals bureau no ede ne baaye National Signals Bureau eye bill omko pass ye no ene de no ebaaye and time omko pass sa bill no ye le bill no ewo parliament somewhere 2019 ye pass no somewhere 2020 and at that time Kennedy ohina Agyapong enyo no kra na no ye chairperson for that committee at that time. It was a year set Kwame Agyapong, Honorable Set Kwame Agyapong, the former Eastern Regional Minister. And at that time, no, now chairman, and a chairperson, edema that committee. But a man for be general can say, Canada Agyapong, and I know chairman, and I know chairperson, 80 on from 1 year and famra, to see a packet as shebi a fall for no, but Ninano, Anya Juma, baby, I'd never rebian who appear, would new Rahan appear, would new Rahan appear, a child said young coupon, and a oye a Juma, a child said young coupon, and a person or the Canada Agyapong, and Magana. Enti wa dwen se open net tuntum net fufuo bi se de tie bia de afam no ho de enya de be yie Nyankopon ena ne nsa e wo no so abusua ma memfa wonsia na afei Albert Asomani enjoin me na yendi eye Ghana enkomo na right after Ghana enkomo no the big interview is also coming on na ma me no eni nkomo kakra emfa eye Fosua men powder Fosua men powder no kreni nyame anim ni se bema de esese wutimi egina onan so na wutimi edefend mema ye wo wiase nyina bema bi o asabi wo kompa so a wo ko ba ku mienu miensa no wabu ahwe afo behwe no na ne hwenu mu ntutuo unni stamina me pa acha uhia eye Fosua men powder Fosua men powder na se won saka Fosua men powder na me pa cho bema sabi ni tedwem enye den no eboaw ememu ye den bema sabi watutuo no nkuma aboa no eboaw ama wutimi ekuma aboa bema wankasa wa hoden ewo fom Fosua men powder no ene beboaw ama watimi egina wonan so mpacho baabia ye tondro bia won sabetimi akabi na wo enkra pumpuni mantemu ade okọ Achimota St John's me pacho ye wo eye bus stop wo udru bus stop wo eben eye Eco Bank ho na ubehun se ye ton aduro no ewo ho afei udru eye Madina enso so a ye wo eye Queen Adepa Herba enso so eben eye Old Mecom ewo Madina Old Mecom me pacho ne nchempe ena Queen Adepa Herba Center no so ewa ye tonton eye Fosua men powder edroi ama bema bia etimi atobie me pacho se udru tema enso so a Little George a health shot honso so ebi ewo Little George etonton enura wodo bebre Fosua enuro ni bi ewo ho a wonsa ebetimi aka bie afi se osan eduani chemu oye kasoa enso so a Modern Herba enso so etonton bi ewo ho ya wonsa ebetimi aka bie afi se wudu enkran pumpuni mantemu a Okanshi drug lane enso so thank you pharmacy enso so etonton ro ni bi ho a wonsa betimi aka eno ewo na plaza building no emo wonsa betimi aka bi pacho freyen na ye ne wo ending komo ewo 0244 017 097 0244 017 097 afei wosan betimi afre 0552 812 912 0552 812 912 na one eye Fosua men powder edin komo ebeboa ma bema onso so watimi agina abrane papapa Palladium Properties enso so eton sase ma yen me pa cho se opa sase a obeto na afei onsan kwotweman so ewo akira bra Palladium Properties na yenton fama ye won sase ahodo bebre ewo Ghana ha ye wo bi ewo ye Dodoa Waterworks afei ye san wo bi ewo ye Dodoa Odumse wudru eye pukrom ewo aburi enso so a ye wo bi enso so ewo ho afei ye san won sase ewo Shy Hills ye won sase ewo ho ye won sase ewo ye East Legon Hills Palladium Properties eno no se o dwene anything construction there na eye Palladium Properties ye na ye beboa ama bibia ye kama me pa cho se wa show project bi ase wasi baabi aduru no usika sama hoden apema oba ya so ya yebeba beboa na afa ya wie ni nyina ede amaw yen saase no nso so no se yeton ma wa 20,000 Ghana cedis utua 5,000 and above na afa di aka no ya spread the amount within 1 year na watua ne nkakra saa nso so ane ye finish project ma wa eno nso so say 10 years o say 5 years o 20 years o no watua ne nkakra Palladium Properties ye boa ama neema ekoyie papa pe ye kira kwan ewo ye Madina ye wo Rate Junction ye ne Marina Supermarket no ena eben ewo eye Madina mpacho betimi ene Palladium Properties edi nkomo ewo 0551 499 919 0551 499 919 and after 0243 3500 354100 0243 354100 na one Palladium Properties endi enkomo afei yede ani kyerem ne akotondu pa ebeboa yen ama ya hoden atimi agina yie mepacho me kanfo tabia takum ene de ama wo tabia takum wo yoba ya wonte de wo ye bema wa hoden ewo fom mepacho bomodne se onsa beka tabia takum ne bi esan se eno ayendu pa se onsa kan bi a eboa wo ema nipa enena me yare ekira na me yare no ni nyina etutwa enroi baabi a befa ye ton ndro bi ade onsa betimi aka tabia enupa ni bi na kainasha ne nso se ye wonro ni bi ewo bottle sum ye sanso so ewo bi enso so ewo ye sachets mu a ni nyina no ye ton ama womanfo a epapom den tabia takum eye dupa ya wonum bi a ebeboa papa wenum ena so yasene ama ye de dwumadie ebre wa abusua ye fra me Mr. Enkum Albert Asumani atenase ma mentwa me ho sema na afa me mra na ye ntoa so eni nkomo enko yenim ewo Ghana nkomo so sinipen ye kan senia etie
so abani wie ya ye bobo se wawen obi gina TV3 so wo ka kire nipa na wo se wona TV companyfo no ko dwan mahama wo ka kire nsa abani de kom ne abufuo na toye
Sinipen
na asa akọ na do so ka kire nsa te kom ne abufuo so no so ba no anya de kom ne abufuo be sa ato ti ano
Sinipen
I'm not what once is the truth. Me na nwene mo di obia should be rest assured. Mona said make in Agyapong. The truth will always set me free.
Sinipen
We can vote people in and out, personalities, okay? But my dear, what we need to do in this country is to establish a situation where even if it was the devil who should come and sit on top of us in Ghana, by virtue of certain procedures, certain practices, the devil cannot get away with doing whatever he wants. He would necessarily have to do what the people expect of him.
Sinipen
So what they are doing, some of us will not keep quiet. Some of us will not allow you to destroy this party.
Sinipen
Betting tax that they said they have abolished. We never collected betting tax. We never implement the betting tax. So to come and tell Ghanaians that you have abolished something that was not implemented is to deceive the people of Ghana.
Sinipen
Messi yabeche Ghana si. Whether you like it or not. Ghana, for the youth of this country, I'll put my life on the line. Anything that is wrong in society, I will say it.
Sinipen
I noticed that when the finance minister came to for the first time after the inauguration, the swearing in, the majority side was heavily populated. Mr. Speaker, that notwithstanding, Mr. Speaker, we have witnessed what we can best describe as an Azan budget.
Sinipen
betina party mu a opese wo no wo be use position e de be sabotage obi it will happen so long as nyankopon ma ya hoden ne e betimi akasa ne e wasa platform we no this
we will say it every day to make sure say selfish individuals the minia omo person omo ye niema to please their own selves.
Sinipe dwumedie so abra so se ye ne Albert Asumani etimi edi enkomo eye Ghana enkomo ana ye de ebre wono atena se Albert Asumani eye former Tescom president edema eye Cape Coast Technical University enti wabene papa manyosem de wa manyosem close to a decade enti wabene papa menda daw openi etisay
boko na also
nyame adom ho ye pa se bibia so da ye
nyame adom ye guso nka
na nso de kedem na
wa ohwa
kedem na
bibia da for boko
se sakala we as honorable ken susu obi
nse we kedem om ye tupe
oh okay
kala we hu oba bia ye fake honorable oba akora me so oba akọ
eno ano no
bi oba she bi oba bia
modu
wa ohwa
eno ano eti sabi ameka kire wono big interview no so eba so right after mene Albert no lawyer Kobi Amwa anase Kobi Amwa Esquire wono ebe join here na for big interview no yetimi edi in fact no kura wo mu ni se the nitty-gritties of Anas Kennedy ohina Agyapong issue ni nyina no obe started from ahyese edi akwakosi na wiye kren to kran enti bibia be kama and then of course ye benya bre enso so ama ye tiefo ne ahwefo ama wo mo nso so etimi ene edi enkomo ye hwe so se ye betimi akọ US na fei ye ne lawyer Dakon enso so na oka Kennedy ohina Agyapong ne team of lawyers no ho enti ye bekọ na fei ye ne ono nso edi enkomo kakra enso so ewa ahoma so na yatoa so akọ yenim opani se bibia boko de enkomo no hyase edi afri sese ya ye kasei Ghana yenim se ye mampeni ene John Dramani Mahama His Excellency yenim baby o sese watu kwan oni Ghana ha na ohwehwem nso a vice president ono kra de odi kan koy dada ono de ne ho emfa no en wode ekoye afei de tosu mienu miensa enso so eyese Speaker of Parliament ankasa nso so no ono nso atukwan ye hwe na ye hu no ena sese nka Chief Justice anko begina nso so no yatwe no asensen enti sese oman wan ena ehwe so
Mr. Ngum mame na wase na menchia atiefo nyina na me ma honorable Ken so etirinkwa em say ye wiewe a me no be sorry but for now no mame man ni etirinkwa na yanhwe
as honorable Ken 500 na no ka say
oh me dey aba $500 ni bo de me wi answer se si an wi dollars wo camera so anan kofo epeso me so pow but en sha hayi
na say so de wu nya aban bia
but say me pese nkofo be twon ma no asi me ho ba 500 na me dey aba
ba do betua
me dey market da ko ba ne se si anye se metua
okay ba say market be si me so na chia me wa ha
oh se yes asembo ha fato hena no ana asembo fato chiame ano
say ya na mo ye na obenwu na ohene ekobi bio
ezi ba $500 ni de enu ni me de be market da ko ma ono abosisi am se se scan me ametua
wa obetua
ma se nkofo be so
ko susu ka se nko obetua
omunyira omunjama
alright omunjama na ohene safo de o US order de o
nti en de be asafo ntua na me refund no
nti wo de be ma safo nti professor Albert be refund nti wo de tua na beje
wa tua na me refund
bibia be kama openi enkomo da apono so
Mr. Ngum ye hwa un se ye mampani John Dramani Mahama oye who can experience politicians or Ghana ha untumi nyini frame because we occupy several political offices enti sa asema ye ken enya de ye foforo ema no kra enti I am very surprised say ene ye di nkomo say ye nyina ye nim asema eto ye vice president ema presidency angasa issue statement the by say vice president ho do no Dr. Fosi amfa nko amano ne no nko gya ya rehwe ya san enya briefing sisi ya ne ho aban no kakra o fie a ye hwe se ne ho beto no kra na watumi yes watimi abaye na djuma ye hu ya na mampani so agu ne ketemu a ono so eko a Sunday ye nyina anim so okosa vice president na senka ne pepe mu a untumi omampanin so de oye na djuma untumi nsi ne kwan se adenti na oye na djuma na emra na Ghana mraku ba tan na bo oban no ho ba ye de 1992 constitution no a kire ekwan a se vice president and president eni kromu ha ekwan ye se ye fa so na ye de eye or say mame enkoti article 60 of the 1992 constitution.
Okay.
Or say whenever the president is absent from Ghana or is for any reason unable to perform the function of his office, that's article 68. Unable to perform the function of his office, the vice president shall perform the other functions of the president until the president returns or is able to perform his function. I just say president you too quiet automatically as a vice president. Ejina name. Here's the case, sir. Vice president you too quiet eja president no. If the president no quiet, I don't know article 6011 they say where the president and the vice president are both unable to perform the function of the president, the speaker of parliament shall perform those functions until the president or the vice president is able to perform those functions or a new president assumes office as the case may be. And to say a baseya na SSL mampeni ni ho pair and says you that vacuum no eto automatically as a say speaker of parliament and they take it over and you automatic. That's the constitutional provision. And no one to me in Cassie, Kofa Julius Debra, Abba, another saying Gatia, and Ranan Canisa, or say the Speaker of Parliament. And they are saying, and TSA. Papa and Sua Constitution, this time, Brandon Sashan in same beam, no, only ho.
A Speaker of Parliament.
Oh, yes,
Onusuniho.
Onusuniho. Not as a Siano, Penny, President in ho, Vice President or Speaker and Sunio. It's as we speak. And Kase said the mantle and I say nipa obe take it charge no ekoye the head of the third arm of government the judiciary, which is the Chief Justice. The substantive Chief Justice no and she's on suspension. And now the acting Chief Justice no so no yamfa hwe anhye ne nsem yan kanchire Ghana ni bia say and Chief Justice are acting or not say acting president.
Also almost sworn in Nanko Bia didn't want dance say BBC na koso, but nothing of that.
Yes. Look, I say time na a speaker do ajaho ho no. You be see sama president and vice to kwan and you sworn in. The next time I didn't send see no speaker see am me sworn in because sworn in back one no. He had to take Supreme Court to say there be any time be acting as president, you know, as I see a sworn in, as I take the presidential oath of office. And then as we speak, nobody has taken that oath of office. And as we speak, there's no president in Ghana.
No leader.
Yes. And Anema Eguhosa. Now the framers of the constitution, you know, Oma Fan Shemu Kwase say obi acting because to me that is the reason why da menka Ghana for ya da Professor Mills da the benkum so pe sana jona and you swear John Dramani Mahama in as president because you cannot create a vacuum for the office of the president. And so enam say oman kasa no otomo take for their office they will preserve and protect and defend the constitution of Ghana no obo kan o manopa it won say asama ye kan nyina no fa nya adwuma. And this is a basis for somebody to even start an impeachment process against the president. Because this is a constitutional provision. What was to say? You defend and protect and preserve the constitution of Ghana. Not say constitutional provisions. No more find Duma. Now wait me find a bag poor no or where find a bag poor no not even the decency say. Yet Ghana farm and impose say. Omampeni ekoha anase speaker koha enti say ni say na in the absence of some penifo you know say na beko so Ghana no mo jani din sa na mo de to you don't even respect the people that gave you the mandate what you say enti ya dia and say ye fa ne say ayasem bi keke and snap omampani to kwan obeba as of papa to kwan no ni fie na wo twen so obeba. This is something that constitution ankasa MVCG say ebetimi asi na esi a ekwan ni kwan we hu na esi dey ye fa so na ye dey of which omampani ni ne apanfo omafa anya adwuma. What I say? It is American. This is something that shouldn't even happen at all in Ghana.
Any kwan say see what because about us ya to manage.
As I say omukrom travel so no as munim say mo na mo ye mpanimfo a mo head the various arms of government no mo ankasa mo tumi di mo ho nkomo na mo coordinate na mo hu mo itinerary say ne vice president and speaker betu kwam any president betu kwam bom dia as say speaker ho say vice president yare na say president go akosara there say speaker ho. So speaker corner vice president corner president corner as a chief justice and so then so that all these things na you can want them to see, but that is not what we saw. What I say, it is something that we have to condemn it. It's not a good thing. It's just a obia so say oh a business as usual.
It is a young man forecast as President John Dramani Mahama. Say no or you're well experienced and he's going to give us something different, you know.
A horse no time I obey comfortable kakra around him, no, then he disappoints you.
Disappoint?
Me, I've told you, sir, President Mahama. You see, I was giving him that benefit of the doubt, sir. When you're so experienced, when you golden opportunity to write his name in gold. But so one year, by the time of the office, no, nema be basa. Of which I don't think say as I say kosa. So you should try as much as possible say going forward no obey the new year am I according that respect in our constitution no the man no as president of Ghana.
All right. Enti eno Albert Asumani and amene no edi nkomo Ghana nkomo so e wesi ne pen dwumadie no so na Albert eja enkwan pe and Albert eja me ho a mene lawyer Kobi Amoa Esquire ono na mene no ebedi enkomo enne ewo dwumadie no so na fe yato aso akoyanem na Albert mami musa se ma yemfe ani enche Kennedy ene Anas nsensem emu asem ne ba ene ye ndi sa nkomo ne bi
yeah
ena ababeto dwa say review no from $18 million to $500 and wo kra na wo tua sika eno no o kan say kakakra
nsenkum me kakakra no SSN can run no kra na judgment ne ba en se mompani wa han kese no e declare public holiday e wo Ghana
public holiday
what you say sa fight we are honorable Ken any Anas air fighting it is not for honorable Ken. That is what people didn't understand. Anas and honorable Ken said Agyapong it wasn't for honorable Ken's personal interest too. Now people that are highly disappointed by the New Patriotic Party. MPP phobia no more bosia no more kase honorable Ken you blew 80 million gunu so I was so disappointed in them. You know why? In 2018 Anas cover number 12 by and only Ghana football ya wie and conform no shirt na yenyi president 13 fi wa omukoye sa na yamani nya sa de ne buy from free president 13 fi GFA so besi ende Ghana football nya papa biem
oh sir
honorable Ken original say akwa we ya mo so no sui wọ́n ṣe àdàkùn kọ́ àṣẹ́bìṣẹ́bì o obi ní yìí ṣẹ̀dẹ́mú òye adìẹ kọ́ a wọ́n ní káwọn abẹ́bọ̀ Abraham bẹ̀twa to abọ́nten that time na President Akufo-Addo dín ní ẹ̀dá so President Akufo-Addo dín ní ẹ̀dá so ẹ̀wọ̀n number 12 yẹ sẹ́ ọ̀ṣẹ̀ president ẹ̀chí bọ́tọ́m wàyẹ sẹ́yìn that was the time we needed a man like Honorable Agyapong to stand up and say no we cannot entertain this foolishness. That was the time Honorable Ken started say no yamma Anas kwan emma ne mfa kwamboni bi so emma record obi emfa nkoto abonten enkogu ni paneli masse through that you know the number of judges acquire san expose no omo fam wuye a lot of people have lost their breadwinners through this same person. What you say? It Honorable Ken started a fight with Nano and Crawford thought say Honorable Ken Wanyan and Tokobia Oko, but he was fighting for the good people of this country. And then Anas and this 80 million as a member 2 day. we told people say the court had not admitted that 80 million and asem kwa yen kan wie and then asem be told da no so be ahun ba be fiba Ghana announce the 80 million be to Ghana judges ye diwa matem ana ona mu ken Ghana hanka and America judges no be ho do matem ana bo ko do matem. So this is somebody when he's confident about something that he's doing, he knows what he's about. And then Honorable Ken said, Ghana for nyina sorry edinachi say no, we cannot entertain this modus operandi and as you see at the end investigations and nyina nka sentia me sure say Ghana by this anka the next AFCON ke ekobi. This is the first timer we call AFCON Ghana and to qualify for AFCON. All because Ghana football no ye German crofobia in the name of investigative journalism I say ye niam nyina ene kwasina ntachi ye be de ne nya no so biem world football all through anas what you say enti sa fight you na buka na nya no sa it's a big statement and I make sure say ye team declare public holiday kra na Ghana fo nyina de ko eye day of prayer de bomb pie ma na buka na Agyapong. All right
opani ma me na wase say obaye no eye Albert Asumani na odi enkomo no o say as a senke team declare eye public holiday and rap time judgment no e bae no enti ono ne de eno no maka sure say mene a judge for mpenifo ahodo a lawyers a wo motem mrase na wo munim emra na wo wo mrem na mene wo mo ebedi nkomo enne na yegiso ehwe se yensa beka eye lawyer Eric Otredako wono nso so na oka honorable Kennedy ohina Agyapong the team of lawyers no na waka ho binti yehwe se yene no ebedi enkomo. All right enti yes council e wo line so ma yene no endi enkomo na afei yento aso enko yenim lawyer say otemenka sinupen dwumadi esunie awo Ghana. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Oni watiefo nyina
lawyer mene matiefo enyina nso so eda wase na yeda ase nso se waje bere na oni ba bedi enkomo de di kan ma ye musa se from the days eye amanfo ana sankasa edi kan ba bonten se jury award $18 million edi amano edi didimu amochrochro ye enkrata ahodo de koye epim so ababedru se from 18 million no ababedru $500 no wadawro ma boy ho komo kakra
yo atiefo tania monim no Anas Anas afale lawsuit against Yankasa Honorable Kennedy Akumpre Agyapong America. Na nientia asem no ba America na say Ken eba America no granchi interview ama radio station biwa ha. Na numo ane yebisa Ken say some bi ayebisa no in fact part of it crampo no na radio presenter na person chere say enkrofo point say onam ono so na yema ku Ahmed Swale enti ohene Kennedy defending the hono make a comment bi na eye against Anas sa radio station no program no eso na ma Anas ebesiu no wa ha mobeka ya na Anas asiu pen ewo Ghana de da ameno Anas in the suit case no emeko appeal no so lusu ya. Now on March 18th yedi asem no wie ye yedi asem no wie ye no jury return verdict the jury verdict no na 18 million na jury no return verdict no any you close to ye say yenkofie ni asamra and 3 days time emetwaso and decided a friend punitive damage stage. Now, mra jury no verdict no ebaye no Honorable Kennedy Agyapong the lawyer your friend no Carter Coriston Jr. What wrestling and wrestling in my motion oral motion say jury award no and mra no ense judge no say yankwa ne yamra yakoye any stand back in 3 days time. And one more I instructed jury say if you move decided on the stage, you know. And the jury back up. The last time now we won't share, you know. We won't decide punitive stage any car. And one say we won't move for 18 million and it's 5 million for actual damage. And us I in care 5 million can be and so nominal damage and 8 million a year for punitive damages. A hard mona lawyer for is not sorry cause a lawyer a catcher court to say near jury no ayano and ne emrano answer and a judge no yes say munko churro emrano na mo famra na mi chiremu kakra matie for at senior emranity in New Jersey and the New Jersey law of defamation. Answer na obenya award no yedi kan yewo award ahoro miensa a obetumi anya yedi kan aye nominal damage nominal no ene say yes oni akwase mo kan no ayade a egu ho fi enti no because say egu ho fi enti no yewo nominal damage a ese say osaka say asem no kafa ho no say akoso financial loss ama we lusu sika bebre bi wo kwan bi so a eno na ye fe no actual damage as I say we prove e dey hook papers eba kire say yes nia apprentice ya na bero kai akoso me financially to this amount na say utumi prove say akoso financial loss na o qualify for actual damage and say na obetumi qualify for punitive damage. It's motion Honorable Canadian Agyapong lawyers, both from Breslin and Breslin, and a Cornell Foley LLP. You know, they got him, yeah, the coin and say, yeah, and passing a better than 10. Won't say, as some more car, you know, if you are on the way when to me, I'm far and who proof, I'm it's in your car and not to say. Anko ye ewo anase ho but sitana won award ye ne de enemra no ense nti won encorrect mo emra no now motion na de koye no ye motion for molding of the jury award nti molding no tire say sitana jury for kan say yon tua no enemra ne nse na me be chirechire mu ne enti enemra ne nse yedi kan anasa improve bibia akire se wa yinke actual damage enunti award na jury e ka say 1.5 million for actual damage no ene mra no any evidence no ense ye tusumi no say on qualify for actual damage so a and also on qualify for punitive damage enti essence want to me and show punitive damage. You know, media no, and also Emma who cry. Near to me and then New Jersey law that who qualify for only nominal damage. Nominal damage, you know, the highest amount to media will be for defamation. 500. 85 million now. One can say one would demand us for nominal damage, you know, and also an embrano ebra. And Judge Defamation. Now, after hearing all the arguments, no, or come to the conclusion, say, near Honorable Kennedy, lawyer for Ekano, stand and run it here. And see, or they can't dismiss it, and that's any lawyer for any requirement. And or grant Honorable Kennedy Agyapong request, say, enter judgment to an amount up to 500. Sir, decision was signed, dated May 12, 2025. Not just a much like a crab at the Bama any.
Okay, Council, I'm say waboyen ama yate eniema se na ma ye na wase na fe yemfa wonsia emrepem yɛbɛsan so aba waso yɛ biem sɛ bi a bibi foforɔ san epie kyerɛ wadama yɛbɔ opunu mu anu abie yɛn
ɛkwan da hɔ no mo bibia me ho be hia no mama so tia me nso me ne mo bɛkasa.
All right enti yɛne ɛyɛ lawyer Ochre Dako ana yɛne no edi enkomo no ono na oka ɛyɛ honorable Kennedy Ohina Agyapong ni team of lawyers no ɛho in fact ono na between honorable nom ene abrofo no I mean interpretations ne other ɛyi ni nyina no na otimi ɛyɛ ene yɛne no edi nkomo a wakyerem abedru ha ebra so sɛ yɛba studio na afei yɛtimi edi nkomo kɛse a ɛwɔ apaso ene na ene maka cho se yene eye lawyer Kobi Amwa ono ane yene no edi enkomo ewa ha na ono no oyobi a Ghana emra wote ase America emra wote ase esanse o practice ni nyina eti wabene papa ene obeboa na afi yetimi atensem ase yi in details ono na mene no edi enkomo yi lawyer ma me ma akwaba am say enani de di kan amene wa hia ai wo ye ben man so ankasa mu a
medas
umodu pa wo ugina na so ma ye hwe se Kennedy Ohina Agyapong and afi Anas Aremeyaw Anas enkomo yi ehase free Ghana ha yen hyase free baby a edi efree ansa na kretimi man mu so akodu US no boaye kakra
Mr. Media check kakra and makenkan bi so be no kre hyase free Ghana ha say I mean say after that number 12 Anas expose number 12 on number 12 was on the Ghana football.
Exactly.
But after number 12, so a couple of exposés now. We asked yes, the power and now the 2 million back for. Sometimes there's a likelihood of abuse.
Okay.
Ana a good say obi so e try so be check it. Said the obia power in Ghana to be brabiding in seven so or exercise and
so the ana can so obia one master no.
Obia one master. So I know say Honorable Kennedy Eshe BBRC friend who watches the Watchman say okay, yes, Anas ordinarily are doing a good job trying to expose corruption, but na yes we have to say, and I mean say Ghana for we say e be also akache no, and even adwuma now here no, e want to say. I think that through this corruption exposés, you know, and also watching Anas and looking at what Joy and say Joy and Okrano and Amumra Kwemo Anas and Papa Muno, and Anas at a point if it is a new many bro honorable ekaya or na anya adwena egu ono Anas ufin nti we say on the Kodan High Court of Ghana the or court for defamation na High Court and I looked through the case High Court pensing same ni mo na oboetia Anas you know Anas and the court oboetia Anas na say the na lawyer that kunsi canon no I think say on those same issues and honorable Echo New Jersey on say Fred that the case show be say the announcer Daddy Fred yes a Hogan say interviewer he repeated some of the things that he had said earlier and Anas decided say in there or best start say or be commence an action against him in the state of New Jersey.
Okay.
So I don't know Eddie mo be drew say no courts in the final judgment say bye.
So now ma yenhwe ne say wo practice America law no what you say what Ghana so e dey ase difference ya na wo mu any sense asem anka ye di e wa ha wie na obi di hu nkomo wo amanone a link ben na ene no ewo
ememu no ye free bibi jurisdiction say o pese o dey asem kokota tumi ben kwa na court no e be gina so eti asem no enti nka ordinarily there kase den kan sem see ha no se bibia I mean there are exceptions but ordinarily there keni senka sa asem be asem bi akoka Ghana na wako America na ese kwakodi sa asem no I think say the cover and say honorable so why you name say watna America then he has a presence there or properties near there so
okay
now or granted interview no even though it was online also it was on a portal that was based here in New Jersey
okay
now granted interview no so in New Jersey in the memo no say it was within their jurisdiction. It's not all court no. E wo ho kwan say obe assume jurisdiction. Na asem na I say a defamatory no. Betie. And even though very similar, no, some people even believe that this is a matter that has already been decided. But because they're very similar, even though they're very similar, these comments were repeated, and I so share the pleadings name, and then the commentary, and I never share transcripts in my lawyer no or the arguments, and they say, "Okay, baby, na egu ne hufi Ghana, ebi kwa na Ghana de no, and drew." America ho, but America also. I best come and go in who feel hointy. So I let say there and they say, yeah, omode the farm na kwan so. So I know na and I mean ask more tries on be and na adom judgment no court no finally decided say would be damages of 500, which is the maximum for the nominal damages of $500.
Okay, so what the kind aka say yeah the 2 million back off one sir. Otimi eye niama ma ne boroso nti so eye niama ma ne boroso a yemfa ne se Anas areme yaw Anas ekwan ya no onam so edi ne dwuma se ekoba ne se ebia nanka odinkunim against honorable Kennedy ohine Agyapong ma Anas sign pagya ne tumi so a ngafo se hemfa ne yekeka ko o man
oh I mean say especially me the make me very concerned about and na amanfo epese because of this case omonde denigrate judiciary or Ghana ha na amanfo make comments na nka Ghana de dia nka amanfo judges na koje bribe na nka Ghana de say ya just nyoma emfa kwan mu omo anwene hu se be hu se emra no kra na e wo New Jersey no ene emra na e wo Ghana no enyepe system e wo New Jersey ne system e wo Ghana no enyepe. It is a judge, the coroner who say me a judge. I'm qualified to practice in New York and in Ghana.
Okay.
It could be the same case. My case coroner, me Ghana, Emrana Meshaso, and they dealing with no. And it's a case coroner, New Yorker, Emrana coroner, Emrana Meshaso edisono. It be an outcomes no quite difference.
Okay.
Into your share back na ye mfa endi your judges actually say it's call by and so be here say and yes, be our quality so when you be $18 million or maybe on similar facts or Ghana will lose case na judges are be hard and emra and ejuma.
All right. So now my Yemra Kennedy ohine Agyapong ankasa eso be sure say one na nante unim senior honorable eye nade that kind of akukuduro no say nipa or kan nipa kese ahudo bebregu fom no no nko atimi nya gidie se mesori no mafisi no na afei yetimi ama watwa saa ne ama no so no ofo se saa ho keka na himfa ne free
so we obi ane se de nyankopon se bo no but honorable akukudo no ekwa na ne de shronko especially at the time na we share Anas power na ukra ukrom ha because no expose the corruption I mean na cry bi susu akwa etiana sa na Sabio na we na adwin say bia doing na ye kon so nobody could stand up to question him but who say e bia no maybe o so ya etochima na e bia ni power get so much power or the so much power mana sometimes no normally bo ha enko you no bia ntimi nka no betima ka na che say we be man ankasa and especially sometimes no ye member of parliament and we share there we go through all throughout. And even now, cry initially, a say $18 million. Now, we share be a Ghana for near Dianca or no percent of credit in it or more or some fighting for monocrano, a big grass and a machi age jubility. Say, on your bema or could run a near dia, Untimin Cosantocano.
Now, looking at Anas and common beer or moko court or a PA crano, HH and insemu. With regards to time ana opese obeshia in fact na ko peso ko shia vice president kra o si ohia minister baako na utie ensemo a minister ne kan ye ko si se omfa $200,000 enfan to ho or the $200,000 to ha ono abeya arrangement ema so called investors na Anas no ne di akire no koma be shia vice president na womo ebeshia vice president so ankomo ne kodu baby say $2 million bi ebe ko de ama vice president $5 million bi be ko ama president na dia na hu se nka na so person ye MPP government no.
Oh, I think say I'm thinking him go say now even court transcripts today I read it. Now so share transcripts na and some lawyer na can no. Say just say o man who fi ba na nko mu go man who fi.
So mo be bomb
because o man o share transcripts na lawyer no can there or can it say there as there's a recording or there's evidence say e be o man panyini gis kebi and I say na bedi esu gis kebi ti. But no mo call o mo keka kone there. Especially when, like, in a lot of times, even people were questioning their mode of conducting these investigations. So, because some of the, and I mean, so even here in the defamation case, he was not able to prove it. But some of the like, medium are normal use to na oboha or entrapping with that, and you say, be our ABB now, no, but wow, setting up or ABB now, the camera no, as in so you're dealing in a mammy, say. Adiana, a boy, and Adiana was heading into a very wrong direction. And I think the thing in Akahona, Honorable Yan said he was going to fight. He was going to fight against it. And the Richard tribulations of Akutru, even as I said, even the courts, no share court documents now through the lawyer no the closing address in Sema Okika Mupa, and I mean any pleadings. Saying say Ghana no a two-party state. Na a be two-party state in a politician now more you have control. Like trying to paint a picture say as a politician's corner a control judiciary I just say the open judge be or can be in Ghana no. There's not the likelihood say there will be any fair system or there will be any justice. Just say no man woman say you go mind who film and things that I think that they were unfounded. There was no proper. I mean, yes, some of the things yes, there are issues that we all acknowledge. But some people say they see painting the country black near there no. But for the fact there will be some privilege because it was in a court setting. No say, and peer crank because in some na
So now. Ma yemra between within the MPP party na yen hwese Honorable Kennedy Ohene Agyapong say ono nko atimi asori na wa face anas obi ana ne target eye a whole MPP government no na opese obre na sekra na nka ne obetima ye bia no otimi ye na wa sori agina ho ede ama party akwama party aseme na afo say se eno ka kire MPP party ma.
Oh, I think say it's will be who say Honorable not or Hosano. He puts himself or sacrificing on a comma. And it's not even just an ass issue. It's be time apart, you know, here more from 92 out or now. 10 beer, you hear Bema, and I hear Obia or then Obetun who is ho aquama party in the day. Oh, yeah. Now, I say, Michelle, you TikTok, Madam for Felix Avila or UK, and I was very interested. Or say, they be a small bomb of 4. So, Uncle Rim, and coaching number. Now, coaching number, but they are also the number the other day. There's so banner bell, I say, or bomb for home bone. Now, if you say, and yet now, or coach Abra or the Bay and Kamana or that can home one, and what you feel for doing a giant and motivo, and we are kind of to the debris frame and yes I can.
Sana can.
We are in the session the debris frame and Caribbean and Nibiari. So he's someone what two who to my party no. And in fact any of me will be up as in the power of this in the party I declare in your crown now. With me cast we did me party I we did yet meka. Will be Sunday here or Ghana ha. Will be a can of cray, will be a Obama or who could draw as a Bibia or why uncle Yibiano. Or the better the
and Ramini also bempa edin komo otewakonwa so e no ka se ono de ohunu se Kennedy Ohene Agyapong ayo bia Ghana ni bia ehu ne ho e wo na brabom yaka business people a omuhu e wo Kennedy Agyapong mu yaka eye mobrofo a wo munni boafo bi o ma sha brabo ase because we share the history behind Kennedy Agyapong almost home what I say obi a wagana be a who Kennedy. And so do you see him say baby and near market can drew no or party as MPP no or not necessarily money anymore?
And your party in keke, or mine or corners here money anymore.
And also be your man
and your party in keke, MPP, yes, MPP obviously on the money, but on mine or crano. So a very big situational leadership. On mine bia, and I say Krobia, and I say Krobia, and maybe ni pebia, and I say ni pesubia, odi edimoa, a conkai. So Osha Ghana, Finkuma Bimbesine, Libya, no, you were a certain kind of person. So this kind of person, I say, it be a president. Presidential material. Presidential material. Sebe, we are a school, a PhD, and that's why what we call some people call fancy certificates. Or be a Okasa some way be on anti some way. And yes, I'm out of class. Or she be a and then yes, she should say, yes, about red tie. Yes, on a certain way. I say, ukwe yibi so you say oh na ye de maybe actually train obu ho na sa na ne sutia fine but obu ho a enye sa na otie but because say bia say the person we be man panyini ti no na de subi kwa enye ono no ya force na iti ojina ho kwa na ya chenchene ontimi kwa nkaniti because they want to fall within a certain age to be a certain presidential material but Kennedy ni obi a o hwe na say de obi o ka no kre obi a or yeah, business oriented. Our opportunities. All on about now, I'm moving come on. I say, "Mon antifa baby, see the kind of business opportunities are. Maybe a damn hacker crime. The kind of business opportunities are only doing come over. Maybe we can AC, we can maybe in 2 years. I best say, and I BBC. It is a be for me AC cleaning company. Now, okay, be AC near 500. Maybe obetime this revenue. Then come in as sanity. So then it's one come on. Is all about business ideas. Ghana has to see any ejuma. They say the biggest national security threat to my name is the new ejuma. To here will be the business acumen near higher through government intervention. You better boy amount for can say private businesses. I'm on my startup businesses are sustainable. Here will be a discipline or mechanical. I'm on Ukraine. No my baby oh you know say no crane no my baby oh I say ye boat near car and as ye did to the etono ye nye kwesi kwase be say o my dey bia kwesi dwa to ahene to be the bone kra na the mindset is a chopper and let me tell you on about video o can say me o say ono dey and dey bia ya dey na chi ya ye 90 bi o can say mo say me dey prayer me on position na mo on position na me won da dey ama mo no I don't know so diska allow this mfun sada na me yiwedi
obekofi
e na me yiwedi enya afi na akofa osofu bi amepa acho na o se ye kwa America ko adwuma no obi din semfu adwuma ni na dia na obi ankopa acho ma no saa suban na se de bagana ne se bi enya na o acho pa e na say no so na mani nyina ama ya yo ma ya no krenim tu hi obi a o ka no kra obeka no se de ositie enye obi a say force na say de suban bi enye ni suban kra no by force obi the president nti yes the presidential material bi wo ba bi nti onko tam nhye no ho by force
so what na abrochire ache I mean wonim senia eye other countries no ebinom settings any ade etete bi ti say UK what na ho wonim US said de ho nyina ete any ade o ba Ghana na ho afo say dia ben ye lucky a ema yentimi enya that desired development na ye here Ghana
no man ye lucky no e doso but me feel say ni na no be discipline one thing na edimutinti my pa discipline okay remember example so US na ebia wako baby na onam kwa ho na baby na police are stop you and now no police stop you I stop it say you can say be away this will say o time you say ya well best stop it because unim say the system works and there are repercussions now what say maybe I know will be now maybe I'm with US maybe pepe Umbedru Ghana customs officer friends some so you say check your bag we say how did that person check my bag oh if 50 cedis not their man American police customs officer be stop you and carry 50 cedis a man
AC
o ya no 50 cedis o drew what run about I won't say as a police will be stopping can or be directed or be pejan is also mass how delay me na we twem ko discipline and it's because we've not built our system in such a way say nyoma e bia ye hu say nyina na be punish no nti say bi obi aye de ope obi timiti abochie so ye professional consummate professional oba Ghana na or act differently oba Ghana we feel so had a free haven it's not acting differently that is one thing that I think say you lucky wo krom ha
now ma yenhwe bibi etese sanya niema etie no mene eye lawyer Kobi Amwa ana mene no edi nkomo ewa ha abusua kaina hye no nso se Palladium property se boaye nsa nso so ena ye fusua men powder enso so boaye ena afei tabia takum enso so de nupa ahodo ana boaye ma bibia ekoyie na wonso so a wo hweye no maka kire se ebre so a mene wo enso so ebetime mema kwan na afi oso abem na afi wodo nkomo ede aba messages ahodo nso so a mode abanyina yebetimi akenkan ede amamo ni ametimi aka ne se bia na o hweye na person send WhatsApp messages a wo de befa 0240 550899 0240550899 na afi onso so wetimi ede aba na afi yakan ama bibia aye kama na onso so wetimi akwanim ewo ho papa na ma yenhwe na afi yenhwe se Anas Aremiyaw Anas ne sikasem ne senia na womo ekeke ka ho nsem ede ekoi sa sika na nkasa no ayede ema no ofo se omoka Anas omoka ifiri ha ko US okofa lawyer na wokọ na wo ba ene ade nyina na afa yebedi awie ne akase yede $500 ne yede ema no ya kan say
say me hu na statement no and me hu say in statement no or say he didn't care about money all he wanted was the victory but so her statement no cry ne the first time a jury trial no jury ne do decision by ya nyina ya kan say enye final decision tie nto ye boas na final decision e ba so mo course ko ye videos press conference press release a no many age say bi aska kesi bi be fie na in litigation and I say court seminar they be no you are they be a friend and say what is the aim of the litigation or the team no court and yet they be na say bi o obi court and I say assembly court a lawyer no e bia o shall feel say you be winning the win sense say court na ka say we bo abem you be a friend no Pyrrhic victory you wait my bobi so we dey the bem power ba o hwe sa paper keke do kra o hwe mu a say hwi ni ho ma o yes we the bem so hwi ni ho ma o a friend no Pyrrhic victory na o hwe Anas in sense me ya is that the claim or the coin no or claim me for $30 million and jury no erroneously gave him, and as I now we can say it's erroneous, gave him 18 million. In fact, almost better press release here only didn't that. Almost a file for be a friend added say scan the man on jury in the case the man is shot. It's in Kayan for being Kajaj no, and not a cross and first can be Kuenguso. Now, even most importantly, and they are not paying an American. Now make sure the transcript of the court. From the transcript of the proceedings, the closing remarks of Anas lawyer no the hair. Now gidi pa. And the strong arguments are all making say jury no embo honorable Ken kakesie. Omumbo no kakesie if we say they be a person che say we share transcript na because they be a Ken there no. And oba hanu abeka na so say mo hanu abeka nti the only way that he can be stopped, and these were the words he used, the only way he can be stopped is by the court awarding a huge, in fact, he said a huge sum of money against him. And see, what he say, the aim of the litigation, you know, was very clear from these statements. Papa no, na ye tonton Agyapong na say e bit me a discouraging e ho de o ti Anas kra o ti Anas nam left one far right nti later na o can say o mo ka so onye scan no me de me wa kakra na even so share proceedings here in law no if it be litigation economy
okay
utimi sometimes case me ba na won say lawyers ni enu obi e feel say bi akodi be mo obo mo timi ka say settle obi e timi ka say oh na make obi timi court onim say case e bi a on win but opese e bi anka scan ke ka so obetua no obetua the lowest possible obi timi court e bi a criminal offense onim say bi a offense we there e bi a na e den na client no kra e bi a e say e bi jail no but up the least sentence possible it's when when it comes to some of these things. Now, me isusu ni say me lawyers nso dey nkomo but the me share documents na me isusu ni say in can even Kennedy lawyers no they could have still moved for the mistrial formally
okay
as initially they would have wanted to do say nka yang nka court in twem kan yan start
BBI
trial for because there were errors in it but when a lawyer now we share litigation economy case yes started 2022 and African and yebe nti e bi outside do we ko yes na kwa share case that CBM
na ni nyina time na
na me mo sabi mo kre ka say this was what we call a remitter or remitter
okay
but in as much as initially and after finally remitter no what actually the court held was a motion to mold
okay
as the lawyer that was explaining now I come motion to mold the chair say jury no no maybe omo ye no omo afam ra kwan so
okay
omo anye no say the mra no say yenye no enti na court no ba ye hwe bibia bogu ye enti so your lawyer na wo hwe so awe nyina no say case first nkofo omo pay $30 million is ka case pa jury see entry 18 but me share mra anymore 18 no there's no justification for any of them because first of all the actual damage no esen ka na as be say oh wo so waka say ya che oh waka say etia na say na waka etia no affect o say ni na nka wo bia wo di obi afa mba we na say bia general kwa na bia affect you say nti ama wo adwuma na obi wait man che hwe and then wait man che hwe no de wait me fam ma it's a emrano New Jersey man say if you are not able to prove actual damages then you can only be awarded nominal damages and the maximum is $500
okay
and now say when it's me anya actual damages so yet me be consider punitive damages means say ya hwe say wabo bi abo kan nyina no afi esa bo card ya twe waso
say the be ya wonye biem
but so the back when it's me an kire say they see coin no it affected the business and it affected say there and there was this actual harm there and a punitive no yan ko and that's about $500 so as a smart lawyer no you may look at the situation and say going for a trial de novo no maybe a home here just go $500 there and you no share $500 a car or be in his transport any BBA and say what kind process proceedings no crana you feel be defamation you feel be say people are actionable per se
okay
actionable per se say can say defamatory comments you know in this instance the law says it's actionable per se and no is different from the people who so prove harm say a how in a certain way
okay
and second you decide say defamation say the case kasem no
okay
until when no say honorable imputations on him say he was a criminal and no crime na if you are only the $500 no course this is a matter of that's the standard is actionable per se it's actionable per se no crime no you don't have to prove actual harm so can you say be actionable per se kan ko e bi an ko nya hwe because when it's one prove harm bia by actionable per se no
was say waka kire ne say oya criminal no obi an na daily ani pan me say akoye criminal ntu be say say
criminal no so share processes now I say honorable I think the honorable's lawyers did well even in their defense because they made it clear say once in the New York in Jersey the standard for if you are saying can be a criminal the person should have that pronouncement should have been made by a court of competent jurisdiction
okay
now even here in Ghana no we share defamation case now Ghana no and then someone judge now discuss here he pointed to issues that pointed to analysis criminality
okay
just that we need a civil matter. In a criminal matter, no can say he has been found guilty of a criminal offense.
Okay.
So, so you can't say that therefore he's a criminal. But Ghana judge in the crown, he pointed everything, say, but the facts before him, they border on criminality and what he has done is criminal.
Yeah.
But as I'm saying, you know, in Jersey, no, on you pronounce it. I say, I could through a criminal trial, not true criminal trial, and I say, okay, and they are guilty of a crime in Tibia. Yeah, they were to jail and they are final. That is when you can call someone a criminal.
Okay.
So just based on these borderlines, they were now able to show that okay, then that comment was defamatory. But as I said, when it's when prove the actual harm, and can you say, I say, me actionable per se cry there, and then can zero cry. And I think that the lawyers did well in, I mean, as I said, the litigation economy. Say, because started to be de novo. Now, now, boy, the company and trying to say. Yeah, the name trial. Now, yes, I'm for new jury. Jurors used to cry. So, many lawyers. In TB, I said, the women call you mistake. Because you say no. If you cry now, no, so won't send me brains. Anyway, we know. And I mean, the most important thing, and I think it's for until here. The most important thing is say, okay, so what for any case or US no. The crux of the case, the facts that gave rise to this case, any other issues in the case, it happened in Ghana. It is all per court, Krana, who is seized with the proper facts, understanding, and context to make such a determination of defamation. A court now Ghana.
Okay.
Now court now Ghana also made it very clear. Say those comments, no, they don't meet the standard for you to say that you were defamed by Kennedy. So what now work when they buy $500, $500. We share the lawyers. Now lawyers no sound no crowd about catch $500 because lawyers they are charging per hour. Into legal team, no. Yes. Legal team, I don't know his arrangements, but I know like mostly they charge per hour. And per hour, maybe a lawyer, maybe 1 hour, no can just have $500, no. It is hard no crowd catch $500, no. And two, when it comes to whether or not you've been defamed or whether or not those comments were defamatory. Even though they may be two conflicting decisions, the court in Ghana will be better placed to tell you that, or to say that there was no defamation because they are seized with the right context, the right facts, and the right understanding of the issues to make such a determination. So maybe if you say a Yunkunima Honorable Ken, maybe I say could try $18 million $500. $500 will be after $500 the milk the moment you will meet you. And don't quite no cry, and I
don't know a cast and come there more one near 50,000 because that on a jovial way. Minute lawyer Kobe Amwa and a Menino AD and Komo Ewaha. I was young. My catcher said also between the messages I would know at the Abba Nafi Yajebre Akanina at the Amau. Fosua men powder and a Menino AD and Komoy. Fosua men powder a drum and waswa. Abe Jaman soa meno kasa sese eboa mema edima mema papa na ade ba kwa wo ni se wo ye bema na sebe onte de bema bi ho no kra na na oba bi ho a ono de ne de an se oda ho na nea ekoso se ono a hu sade ye de bi wom de bi onte de pacho buni eka no libido se o libido no wo fom a pacho bo modern se won sabeka eye fosua men powder ni bi na onso so watimi anononom afi se wo ye bema na won second bia emma ahoden ankasa emma wo anidaso ewo wagodiem ewo empem na wo ye bema na afi ekoba ne se ututuo enkuma boa bema bi abo adwuma abo nenso abofre bia nsumfie oda epacho uhia eye fosua men powder eno ene beboa ema niama akoyie fa wani kiremu ewo eye baby etese uduru achimota St John's ye CFC bus stop ho ya ben Eco Bank no me pa cho ye tontondro ni bi ewo sanso ena uduru eye Madina nsoso a Queen Adepa Heba ensoso eben eye Old Madina Melcom no eho ana Fusua enro no ebi ewo ya onsabeke bi ato ye kwatema nso so a Little George Health Shop enso so etontobi Community 5 ya tontondro ni bi enso so eho anafei uduru kaswa enso so a Modern Herba enso so eton eye fosua men powder ya won sake bia ebebo ye papa wo Accra enso so okanshi drug lane won sabeka bi ewo ye thank you pharmacy ewo eye na plaza building no ho na won sabetimi akebie mepacho obetimi afre na ye no edi nkomo ewo 0244 017 097 ana afi eye 0552 812 912 na wone fosua men powder enso so edi nkomo na edro we no enam se gina brane na ebo adwuma edima mema ahodo ene mma nyina nti no ubodi no fosua men powder na yaje so se be in charge in the inner room but modern say on sabetimi akebie enche be kwa na fe ye the messages ahodo no ede aba na fe ye bie kwa mato ama won so so awutie ye nhwe ye no wetimi abem na waba be din komo bi na yetimi akọ yenim ye phone line side ye adwuma no eye 0240 550899 0240 550899 wonso so betimi afraba na afei enkoma wodo ayedi wa ha no wonso so do submission ede aba na ya toa so akọ ye ne messages awodo aba no so ya beje bre na ya kan ni nyina enso so ede amamo na ya toa so akọ ye ne ye frame Mr. Enkom mene eye lawyer Kobi Amwa ana mene no edi enkomo. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Enkom.
Sinupen
I can't say that, Mr. Enkom.
Opani within baby afrefi ni entio.
Mr. Enkom, but I tell me kojo because I pick up here.
All right, kojo mi entio.
Mr. Enkom, me da honorable kin the lawyers nasify. I mean, instead of I need my small my papa. Mr. Enkom, they make my cat and say, Mr. Enkom, but Mr. So everything you do, Papa campaign, no message. So we campaign message. I become a boy and Mr. Enkom. Mr. Honorable campaign, 2028, no, Papa, no, it's me, I would not be on my pain. Something to you, Mr. Mamma from Agyapong and from Ra, in pharmacy and from Ra. For I see my boy, I'm up, no, it's for living. I'm on minus or so, Papa, business in any sort of or minus or no. You make him a queen, I'm on mine, saying, Yamishra on a bow, Yamishra Papa, Yamishra Musumina.
All right, Yanso so yada say, a brand swan. Lawyer ewa ha ombe bie kwam na afei mu nyina mwatimi ede madwempo ene nsusue bia mpese mu ne omo ye mo de aba. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, ono nsusu entimi anyina so 0240550899 0240550899. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sinupen
Can I say
opani wudini ba bia free ni entie.
Mr. Matt, Mr. Free Aguna Pedro.
All right. Me entie.
That's you pa.
Ya da se.
Edma kan obono. Ona na yehwe so ba ba din efi ha woni for andem. Ko so edu ha de bia no eni funu kwa no ka se. The kan ama omo nto aba ma no. MPP into no ye twen say kan baba ba din efi ta ha obia da ma se be. Mfanya menya gimo.
Yenso ya da se papa nyankopon enhyiraw. Se monsoso mahune sa. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello. Hello, afternoon.
Sinupen.
Yeah, kind of said yeah, pepe. Yeah, the radiasi and a day soon. I won't kunum dia with dia my. And the radiasi said, "What they do, kuno and ask so my." Mr. Enkom, by bonnet, say, "My, I money medium, a pen or Ghana, my. It's answer papa no vision. Or vision of it to me, dear, Senor Noah. Anas be good Dr. Baumiane a kufa do any masia. And so I never said on me yellow. And to me, Pie Bonnie say, Let my way and if I travel when you now be winning my young mo who the roach the Ghana for. A man, I mean, my honorable mayor president, my what in Yamin Shrum. Yamin Shrum, where the radias is what Dinkunim. Oh, tough when you meal. ɔtamfo nyina me ɔmo hyehyɛ bebree na so the radius said ne ɔnabo di nkunim the radius ɛwɔ yesu di mu amen the radius come home no more amodimo pam here
amen yɛn so yɛda ase papapa wɔne France foɔ nyinaa so mesusu sɛ mo ho ɛyɛ 024055020899 hello good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sinopei.
I can't say the year.
Opani udi ni baby afrefi ni enti.
But we did the avoid the specific traffic.
But also kasa free.
We did the avoid the specific traffic to connect.
Okay, mi enti o.
But you can make an example for us. Say all of the Japan no flower can. Yankopɔn mmerɛ hu ɛnokora ɔka ne Ghana ase na. Sama saa judgment ne baeɛ no